Yeah, what up, you nerds? What's going on, man? Gun Hill Banon's in the building. Bainbridge Omega's in the building. I'm back out of the long hiatus. I got to go buy myself a fridge right now because the other one is being cranked down. But that is not the point. The point is wheeleryuta. Wheeleryuta is a star to me. wheeleryuta. Real name James Yuta, for those who don't know. James Yuta. I like him, man. This is a young kid, 25 years old, who's on the come up with the indies and just finding his place into the world. And he found his way into the Blackpool Combat Club in AEW, and good for him. Everyone deserves to have a real shot. Everyone deserves to be that pillar, that star, and to run away with it. I like what tontkahn is doing, and I like what wheeleryuta is doing. Jim Cornette felt that he's not a star. I disagree. I feel that he is a huge star. I feel that he has a lot of potential. And as long as he continues to build, to learn, and to mold the craft that he can, you're going to have the WWE knocking on the friggin' door and asking to have him come to their side, and he will say no. Or he'll say yes, probably, depending on the money that he really wants and blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter is, for someone like Jim Cornette or whoever to say that a guy like wheeleryuta doesn't deserve that spot in such a hellish match like that to be made into the star where there are other people out there, who then? Who? Can you name one? Because I don't. Everyone else is either blah or whatever to me, but wheeleryuta, he stood out to me. And see, this is the thing about AEW and WWE and all these people around here. WWE doesn't create stars. They forgot how to create stars. They know how to bring back stars. They know how to bring back Hollywood stars or MMA stars or stars of stars, because you people like that. You like to digest and everything that the WWE does with their little marketing ploy. It's all subliminal. It's all in your mind. And now you run around like a bunch of little sheep out there saying, bah, 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 money this, Saudi Arabia that, WrestleMania this, Cody's back, blah, blah, you cry Ryan over. See, that's the thing about you people. You do not think for yourselves. You let other people like Jim Cornette tell you what to think or to say and how to do. It pains me that every time I try to have a logical conversation with someone online, their response back is either Cucamonga Kids, Fingers McFingerbang, or I don't know, the Cucamonga Kids, the Pudding Gang, all that stuff. All these little zingers that Cornette loves to do right there. And you follow his every word because you, the young guy in 2022 who was born in friggin' 1991 or whatever the case may be, right? Or 96 or 98. You have no idea what wrestling is, all right? You have no idea how great wrestling is. Now, I'm not saying that you should dislike one other the other. I'm not saying that you guys should continuously have a complete tribalism war that has nothing to do with you other than the fact that you're all nerds and you're just basically trying to battle about who's better, like it's Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. You guys so seriously want to be part of a game that just pisses you off. Seriously. Whatever, gang or guilds or clan, whatever you want to name it. You just love it. You damn keyboard warriors, you just love this whole back and forth. It's so funny. I have one person just talk to me just now saying that me as an AEW fan watch AEW based out of spite of the WWE. Based out of spite of the WWE. You know, there is some truth to that, right? We kind of hated when John Cena was just running the whole thing and things were just boring as hell. It was refreshing for a guy like CM Punk to come out with this pipe bomb and actually spoke out of his heart about what's wrong with wrestling and how he wants it changed. You know, and that kind of spoke to me. You know, and I'm going to be very honest with you. Even before then, I was introduced to New Japan Pro Wrestling by Okada, by Tanahashi, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And those guys hit harder. Their elbows hit to the face a lot harder than I've seen the WWE. WWE was the fake wrestling for me. You know, it felt great when I was small and growing up. Everyone has their heroes Everyone has their larger-than-life characters when they were like 4 years old. You know, mine was Hulk Hogan. Others was like Undertaker. You know, others were like Shawn Michaels. We grew up watching that. We became rebellious to the whole NWO and DX era, you know, telling teachers to suck it, you know, that's all good, you know. And now here we are, grown-ass men, grown-ass women. Some are single, some are married, some have a lot of kids, some only has one kid, some are, you know, have two parents, single parents, the list goes on, and you're acting like a bunch of spoiled freaking children. It just makes me sick. The fact of the matter is, I love watching wrestling for the sake of wrestling. I feel that there are greater things out there to enjoy other than being in the bubble, which is the WWE. Not everything in the WWE is great. Just like not everything in AEW is great. But at least they are trying. And the whole thing with that new great Khali of the AEW, which name I will not pronounce, out of respect for him because I don't want to butcher that name. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, he came out looking slow and goofy, you know, and I'm going to be very honest with you. Sometimes in life, you know, you only have one shot to make a great first impression. But in life, there's always someone willing to give them a second look and see if that person can improve or have that resolve. The same can be said about Jade Cargill. I mean, when she first started, she was very clunky, had no idea what she was doing. She felt out of place, still green, and people called her out for it. But she had that charisma, and she had that talk of jab. And you know what? She was sure of herself. And the same for Miro. When he first came out with the Mickey Mouse shirt and the blonde hair, everyone was great when he showed up until Jim Cornette eviscerated him on live television, and now people started hating him because of the way he looks. And then he changed up his own look, and now he becomes a big badass to the point now Jim Cornette is wondering, where's Miro? You see how this works? You guys have no idea what wrestling is. You're just influenced by influencers. This is like what Chris Jericho said. You know why he called himself the influencer? Because this is the actual path of a wrestling fan in 2022. They watch AEW from top to bottom, and everything they see is absolutely hot. Then they wait a week later, and then Jim Cornette's puts his spiel, and then all of a sudden, those same people who thought it was hot, they were like, well, maybe it's not so hot after all. Matter of fact, I don't like it. Yeah, he has a point. You see, stop making him like he's God. People, he's funny, he's entertaining, he says a lot of languages. I understand that. He has a very great wrestling mind for the business. And I appreciate his opinion. I feel that he has more than over 50, 70 years of wrestling knowledge and experience in his travels to back up his words. And, you know, that is his only true source. And it has made him a lot of money, and it made him very rich and very comfortable in his life and doing podcasting like that. But you follow him because he has over 70 years of wrestling knowledge. But that doesn't mean that he knows what makes a wrestling show look good in 2022. He makes some great points in the past. Do not get me wrong. There are times that he could be right on a lot of things, you know. But there are times he could be wrong on a lot of things as well. And I guarantee you this. If you don't believe me that Jim Cornette is an influencer during this year, the pandemic, and now in 2022, let me tell you this. How many of you grew up thinking that that Omega was amazing, that he was the best in-ring performer out there when you saw him in New Japan? And then as soon as Jim Cornette had a chance at him, you guys don't like him anymore. You feel that he's phony, he's fake, he's whatever. He's not exposing him. As a matter of fact, inadvertently, he exposed the wrestling business. right? It's one thing you want to call him out on his skills. It's another thing that you want to call out on his past. Why? Because you have a grudge with him? Because you just don't like the way he wrestles? Because, his style is not true to your style? Okay, that's fine. You don't like the Young Bucks because they ignored you one time when you was, trying to do a show and they were on their phones? Okay, that's fine too. His judgment is clouded at times. Just as yours judgment has been clouded. And you know who you are. And stop pretending that you don't. Stop pretending that you don't. It's just ridiculous. So, my rant is running down here. So, how I'm going to wrap it up with this. Stop hoping for AEW to fail. Also, you know damn well you don't want AEW to fail. As a matter of fact, you want AEW to succeed just as equally, if not more, than the WWE. You want to know why? Because for the first time in your life, you know how it feels to be a wrestling fan again. Before, you was bored with wrestling. You was really, really bored with wrestling until Tony Khan told you otherwise. Tony Khan created a product that made you love wrestling again. Tony Khan brought back CM Punk. Tony Khan allowed Daniel Bryan to become his own man. The man that he always used to be. Bryan Danielson. He has given life to people like Andrade, to Malachi Black. And he's creating young stars every single day. At least he tries to the goodness out of his own heart. And he has been doing that with Sammy, with Darby Allin, with MJF, with Britt Baker. Who else am I missing? And now he's bringing the new people out there. Lee Moriarty, Hook. And now wheeleryuta. And it's all coming full circle. You guys were cursing out the WWE because they don't create new stars. They will rehash people. But now in AEW, they create new stars, and now you people shit on them because they're not your vision of what a wrestler should be. It's supposed to be big, beefy men like in the Vince world of the WWE. That's what you're envisioning. That's what Jim Cornette has been envisioning for years because he has a small, feeble mind. You know what? I'm not even going to say feeble. That just sounds childish. He has a very closed-minded type of mind. It's his way or the highway. He's not open a lot to trying new things and understanding things. He just sees it and he knows it's not the way that he will do it. And honestly, I don't know that his way is even good either. Because I love the action. I love the blood. I love the flips sometimes. I love the war of the crowd. I love the excitement. I love the energy. Where is that energy in the WWE, folks? Doing one Cody segment, doing one Roman Reigns segment, and then after that, then what? Where's the energy? Your only energy is when they start coming into the ring. Your energy gets weaker when they started wrestling. Do you see the difference? Our energy is always up. Most of the time, it gets up. If we like a match, it keeps on going up. And we let you hear it because we love it. And we like it. And we enjoy it. That's why people love AEW. It's fun. It's wrestling that's exciting again. It's an adrenaline shot. Your WWE is nonsense. Pure nonsense. Rehash nonsense. And if you like what you're hearing, like and subscribe. Do comments, whatever the case may be. I do not care. Andrew Simon, Bane with Omega, Gun Hill Bane out.